It's time for Tech Talk with Todd.
It's there so you can be heard. So if you got dirty noise, dirty sound going in, all he can do is amplify dirty sound, dirty noise. So you're gonna be horrible, but loud and horrible. Hey, thank you for coming back. This is Tech Talk with Todd. We're here this week to talk about church audio. Our last episode, we talked about media, and we want to dig deeper into what churches have as far as audio to offer and for their church. So once again, I have with me my awesome pastor, Pastor Mark from Kingdom Rock.
Hello, everybody.
And we're both here today to try to give you some more knowledge and some more information as far as what you might need, what you want, the direction you want to go, and how we can help you with your church audio. Okay? So, to start out, may I ask you, Pastor?
Yes, sir.
On your sound system at the church, even though I'm over it.
Yes, you are.
But where did you get to the point to where you figured that you need to do something different as far as audio?
Well, I guess as far as audio is going to start, we know it starts with in-house first. And when our in-house sound system didn't sound like it should, then of course we need to upgrade. So maybe we'll start there today as we talk about bringing your media presence into the world. Let's talk about taking care of home first. And I'll tell that to any pastor, any church leader, any group leader. Make sure that those that are sitting right there in your face, make sure that they can hear accurately and it's comfortable for them without the buzz and bzz, the hum and all the other sounds.
Noises.
Yeah, you know all about sounds. Yeah, so make sure in-house is good first. So when ours wasn't great, I know we need to upgrade. Yeah, so that's what I would say to that.
Okay, but a lot of times that can be difficult for some churches because they are renting a location to where it's not theirs, and they have to either bring audio with them or audio is an afterthought. It's something that it's not important until it's needed, and then they go crazy trying to make it work. My point is, it's part of the ministry to where it's something that needs to be brought to the forefront at the beginning in order to be heard. Because if you're in service and the people down in front of you can't hear what's going on and be in service, how could they actually be delivered or either hear the message in order to understand what you're saying? That's
so true. If people are straining to hear, you talk about quenching the spirit.
Right.
When they're really there and what did he say? What did he say? It's just the whole thing, it just makes for a disrupted service. So they have to be able to hear what's being said over the pulpit at all times. And I know that in some places they have to have the hearing impaired section where people can actually hear with earpieces.
True.
Those that are hard of hearing. It's just an awesome thing. So you have to be able to make sure that they can hear, and pitch and highs, lows, mids, and all that plays an important part, because if it is too loud and shrilly, it's really, especially when they're singing, oh my Lord, people, if you see them doing this, and if you have done this, we know that's a problem. And I know when I used to work soundboard many moons ago, that would be always an indicator for me. If I see this, or if I watch people doing like this, that's an indicator something needs to be done. And really, when that takes place, you're already too late. Yeah, so we need to do something about that, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Another step is, a lot of people think that just because you give them a microphone, that it's the sound man's responsibility to make you sound good.
Oh!
I get a lot.
Talk about that, brother. Talk about it.
I get a lot of that from choirs, singers. Everybody wants a microphone and feel that just because they're in the microphone, they're going to sound good. PA system is there for reinforcement. It's not there to make you sound good. It's there so you can be heard. So if you got dirty noise, dirty sound going in, all he can do is amplify dirty sound, dirty noise. So you're gonna be horrible, but loud and horrible. So if you're needing sound, practice, make sure that you can be heard, make sure you're understood without the sound. And then once the sound is added, all the sound is doing is reinforcing. It's making you louder, it's making your voice stronger so it can be heard.
Yeah.
And then with the churches, I noticed too is that a lot of the walls and stuff are kind of empty. And a lot of times that causes slapback, what they call with the sound system. It has a lot to do with reinforcement, but a lot of people don't know that.
Are you speaking of acoustic tiles?
Yeah.
Oh, talk about it, brother. Go ahead and preach on it. Go ahead and preach on it. Acoustic tiles.
Yes, which does a lot because they absorb a lot of your loose noise to where you can get a cleaner sound without a lot of distortion. A lot of people don't know, even with bodies in the building, if you start out with church early morning and sometimes it's not many people there, the seats are empty. If you have pews, wooden pews, you get that echoey sound.
Yes.
And you tweak the room for that. And then once midday service come and the seats are full, that sound goes different again because now all these bodies are absorbing sound.
That makes sense.
And your sound changes. So you definitely need somebody that knows about audio, knows what to hear for, in order to do and clean the sound the way he can clean it. He can't make you sound better, but he can clean the sound in order for it to be presentable at a higher volume.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Another thing is, where do you stand as far as a lot of churches do recordings, and they like to either give away tapes or give away CDs.
Hopefully not give away tapes.
Well, some people still use tapes.
Okay, all right. I'll leave that alone.
I don't believe it myself,
I'll
but
leave it alone.
some people still use tapes. I had this one guy ask me about doing his video system in his church, and he asked me to make sure he's able to play VCR tapes.
Wow. It can be done.
So some people still use tapes. It's hard for me to believe, but yeah, they still use tapes. And CDs are more popular now than tapes are, but they want to record onto CDs. Now, doing service and doing recordings, what part of your service are you pay more attention to as far as doing your recordings?
That's a great question. I know with us, and I also advise other pastors as well, I would mainly emphasize recording the message, because when they get into recording the praise and worship time, you could be getting into some copyright issues. Especially when you begin to broadcast on YouTube or other live streaming platforms that use those algorithms, and they scan your broadcast as it's going live. When they begin to detect that you have a song or performing a song that is copyrighted by another audience, they can block your live broadcast from playing in certain markets. So as we're talking about that, I would definitely say just record the sermon part of it, because that's original content. That's original content, so I would do that. But also when doing that as well, when we have altar call music, you know, right at prayer time, we want to watch that too, because a lot of us like to play some nice, well-known artists during that time.
Right.
But again, if you're streaming that live, that audio is on the recording and it can be blocked, and you could be hit with some copyright infringement warnings. So you want to watch out for that. But I would just record just the message, just get the word out. Unless, you know, you want to record praise and worship so that you can give a copy to your praise and worship team or choir so they can hear themselves. Yeah, and improve, but not to distribute unless you have a license. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Copyright infringement is becoming a deeper subject out in the media world, as far as them cracking down and getting heavy on people that's doing it. Another thing I like to bring to attention is when you actually doing your recordings, that you have a place to actually store them, and don't try and set yourself up to where you're not saving your masters, right?
Oh my
right?
God!
And
that's so important.
they get discombobulated.
That's so important, Todd. TTT.
You know, because I've run into quite a few people where they record, and then they record it on CDs directly, and then they don't label the CDs, and they don't know which CDs are what, and then right after service, you got people that's wanting to hear the message, and they're giving the wrong CDs out, or they don't know which CD it is, or you know, even if it recorded properly or not, because they just stick it in and just hit record, don't even know what they're recording. You know? So you have to pay more attention to that, you know. And sorry, but you know, today's episode has come to an end. Time has run out, and we'll be back, I'm quite sure, with more great information for you, more great tips for you in order to get you where you need to be. Once again, this is TTT, Tech Talk with Todd, and we'll see you again. Thank you. Hey, thank you for coming back. This is Tech Talk with Todd. We're here this week to talk about church audio. Our last episode, we talked about media.